Just go off the top of your dome.
Just go on the top of my
Dang,
dome,
that's
dude.
crazy, bro.
I know. Even my first episode never had a list.
Shit.
I think before I did it, I just kind of like free winged it. I rehearsed at work because I listened to a lot of like Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah.
So like I was
okay.
kind of like I'll just like kind of do what he does. Like he kind of free balls it. But like I know in previous episodes, I'm pretty sure he mentions that he's like kind of like rehearsed maybe questions or something prior.
Yeah.
But they kind of do it where it's like 3-hour segments, so they're literally just chatting and whatever happens kind of happens.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
He asks questions, of course, but yeah, I'm just like
I was listening to that on the way here, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Which one?
The Joey Diaz one.
Yeah, let's
go.
What a good one to fucking
Yeah, that
listen
was
to. That's dope, man.
Have you heard the Dr. Phil one?
I think I
That was
have.
kinda,
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
What?
too.
Oh wait, isn't that he's had a couple with them? Are you talking about the most recent one?
The most recent one.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one yet.
No, I haven't. I didn't know he had one before that though.
Yeah, he had one there. I'm pretty sure because the photo he took with him on his Instagram, I was like, the episode I listened to, he wasn't wearing that like, well maybe he wasn't wearing it on the podcast, but the photo they took together, he was wearing like a bike or like something related to like biking. I don't know. He was wearing like an outfit, and I was like, that doesn't even look like Dr. Phil. But whatever, YOLO. But everybody, we got Franz on.
Hey guys, how's it going?
You want to tell everybody what band you playing and what you do?
I'm the vocalist for Umio Kai, like a Red Deer hardcore band. Yeah, it's good to be here. Good to be on the show.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, dude.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Me.
There'll be a lot of nucks throughout the segment. So don't mind
That's
me. Always giving people nucks. Like, you gotta stop with the nucks. I'm like, can we do the hang loose? But yeah. So, you know, coming down from Red Deer, a little bit of a drive, but you know, we mentioned that the roads weren't that bad, right?
No, they were perfect.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So how long have you been, you know, in the music scene for?
As Umio Kai, I guess it would be about 5-6 years, but in the scene-wise, I guess it'd be a little over 10 years now, because, I mean, we were in it, like, when we were 16.
Okay.
You know, Red Deer had this spot called Slumland where they'd bring in like these hardcore bands, and you know it was new to us. It was new to me. Like obviously we had our our influences, like our post-hardcore, like Pierce the Veil, whatnot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And our heavy bands, but
yeah,
it was something different, you know, about like seeing these guys live for only like $5-10. You know, you're not paying like $40-50 to see this whole concert, but there's something a little more intimate with these bands that come through, and I think that was kind of the biggest influence for us to push for something like this.
Dope, dude.
In our own
What was it
city.
called? Slumland?
Slumland, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Was the VAT a thing back then?
Yeah, the VAT was a thing back then, but this one was different because it was the only one that was doing the all ages show, because like, yeah, you know, we were all just like 15, 16, and we were all just meeting up to watch at these shows, and eventually we got to play, you know.
Dope.
And that's kind of where it all began.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
The one I remember from Red Deer is Border Crossing. I think it was called
Border
that.
Crossing. No, I've never been to that one.
I might be butchering it, but like there was one that was like super fancy in Red Deer, and they used to.
Oh,
like,
the Crossing, yeah.
Okay, not Border Crossing.
Yeah.
The Crossing. My bad.
That's okay, yeah.
The Crossing, yeah, that was the one that I remember because it had a different name before, and then it changed.
Fratters, yeah.
Yeah, and then it changed to Crossing or whatever, and I just remember all the names in the green room of like the artists that played there. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's sick.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that's where Umi had our first show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. No, that place is
place,
sick.
yeah.
I didn't even know about the VAT until like a few years ago.
Oh, really? Yeah.
This is the other one in Red Deer.
The VAT's probably been the longest going one for sure that stayed
Nice.
open, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so even before COVID, they were obviously for the Slumland thing you're talking about. Was that like a festival too?
Slumline?
Yeah.
No, it was just I mean, they did hold festivals every once in a while, but that was just the venue.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Sick, dude. Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
It was pretty cool. It was like an underground type venue, you know.
Fuck yeah.
Kind of dingy, but like that's how most hardcore shows go.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
That's
Yeah.
the fun part, right?
As you're talking about before the podcast.
Yeah.
Hardcore shows, yeah. And talk about hardcore shows. So did you grow up around like the hardcore scene in Red Deer then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say
like
so, yeah.
around the Slumland era, like you were saying, that was when you're. But like before, I don't want to butcher your band name. Yumi Yokai.
Umi Yokai, yeah.
Yumi Yokai. Thank you. Like before that band, were you in another band then?
Yeah, we were in like this high school band. I guess that's kind of where it all started. Me, the guitarist of Umi now, and I, like Lance, we've been friends since high school, and that's kind of where we started everything.
Dope.
And like, yeah, we were in a band. Fuck. I hate saying the name, but I'm sure everybody here who's played in a band's had like the cringy high school band name.
Dude, I can't wait to hear
But-
it.
We went as like Fatal Syndrome. That's where it all. That's where it started. But you know,
That seemed like it was hard for you to say.
we all kind of like cringe and joke about it every once in a while. But at the end of the day, you know, without that band, where we had to make our mistakes and you know like had to feel everything out, that it all had to start somewhere, right, before we could make
100%.
Umi Yokai. So
100%.
yeah.
That's interesting. And was that like a metalcore band then too?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was actually a little more metalcore, post-hardcore.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Sick, dude.
but yeah, we took a little break after. I don't know. We disbanded after maybe 2 or 3 years, and then we took like a 3-year break away from everybody. We all went our separate ways, and then
Okay.
yeah.
And then you formed.
Well, yeah. I stayed in Red Deer. Lance moved to Calgary for school, and during this time, I was going to shows in Red Deer, and he was going to shows in Calgary. You know, even though we didn't really have contact much through a lot of that, but this one Christmas, he hit me up just to hang out. Asked me to pick him up. I picked him up, and it was every day since then. And he told me he was kind of starting something with his brother and our now drummer Trey, where they were just kind of like messing around, you know, like playing with each other. They didn't really have a sound yet that they were going for, but he was mentioning that he had this like missing piece that missing piece to the puzzle that he just needed, and he came to me with it out of everybody. But at the time, I was kind of like, I thought I was kind of done with the music. I was like, yeah, you know, I don't think this is for me. Like, it took some convincing for sure, but after a while, he kind of got me in. When I drove him back home after that Christmas break, that's kind of where it all started, you know, like he had his phone propped up. He was like, all right, try something of this, you know, and if you don't like it, then it's whatever. We'll kibosh it, whatever. I won't bother you about it again. And tried it out, and it kind of sounded like something. We're like, oh, damn, maybe this could be something. So,
Sweet.
yeah, that's kind of where it started, you know.
Nice. And so that was that 2018,
And that
2019?
Yeah, 2018 was when we started really jamming. You know, like they were still based out of Calgary because they were just getting out of school, but they still lived in Calgary. Trey, our drummer, lives in Calgary. So I would make the drive every weekend to come up, jam with the guys, and then drive back for work on Monday. But we made it happen.
Nice.
Just like in a cold garage, you know.
Is that where you guys were jamming?
Yeah, in Trey's mom's garage. It was just.
Yo, let's go.
But it built some skin, you know. It gave us like the skin and the skill that we needed to persevere through these hard times, you
Totally.
know, I guess.
I don't imagine you guys are still jamming there, are you?
No. We've had a few spots now since then, and now we have a pretty good spot in Red Deer that, you know, now Trey has to do the driving, but
Oh, there you go.
know, it's okay. Like
Do the rest of you live in Red Deer?
the rest of us live in Red Deer,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Nice. So only one of you guys is driving.
Yeah,
Okay,
rather than the whole group going there.
Yeah. Oh, he's driving from Calgary?
He's driving from Calgary, yeah.
He's still in Calgary. Okay. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's dope. And so then, you know, you guys started jamming in the garage, making some music. So your first show you were saying was at The Crossing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so then was it the success from that show that and the good vibes that made you guys be like, yo, let's play another one, let's keep going?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, like, obviously, it wasn't like our best show. I mean, you know, it was our first show coming back from anything, and our first show back, like, literally as a hardcore band instead of like the metalcore, post-hardcore type style we were going for. So we didn't know how it was gonna go, but our friend Brett Tronis from Pride Lines, he runs the Proud Dads promotions there in Red Deer, gave us a shot, and yeah, I guess the people loved it, we loved it, and we're like, man, let's keep this going.
Fuck yeah. Shout out to Brett.
Shout out to Brett Tronis, yeah, thank you.
That's fucking dope, dude. Hell yeah. Okay, so then, I know we mentioned it previous to the podcast, but like you played one of your first shows here in Edmonton at Rendezvous, you were saying?
It was either Black Bar or Tavern on White.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
one of those venues off White here. Okay,
Yeah.
so, so was that right after, or did you play a few Red Deer shows and then made your way into like other spots in Alberta?
Actually we played a lot more Red Deer, because this happened in 2019, so we had like a good year or so of shows, but it was only in like Calgary and some Red Deer in Calgary mostly, but then COVID hit us, so like, you know, obviously we couldn't really do much, but right when COVID ended, that's when we like stepped our foot into Edmonton, and Edmonton's been so inviting ever since, you know, like, feels like a second home for us for sure.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah,
we love you here.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. So, in Calgary then, has there been a couple different spots that you've played there, and any that stick out to you?
Well, Vern's. I mean, it's a rite of passage for any band, really, going through Calgary. But there was this. It was like an art gallery. I can't remember what it's called.
In Calgary?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like an art gallery.
Huh.
And it was like an all ages show. That one's pretty cool too.
Do they still host shows there? Do you know?
They might. Yeah, I think I've seen a few bands still playing there. Yeah, so
Dope,
I just can't remember the name of the place right now, but.
Oh, good. So a couple,
you know,
in Calgary that, you know, have stuck out through the years. Yeah, Vern's, man.
Yeah, Vern's for sure.
That place to me is like the rendezvous for Calgary.
Yeah. 100%.
Very similar. I was just talking to my one friend, Mitch. Shout out to Mitch. He used to play in the band called This Gun for Hire. And so, like, we were playing a show there together, and when his band went on stage, he's, like, playing or whatever, and then he's the first one I've ever seen do it, hit a cymbal off the wall.
Oh, in Burns?
Yeah,
that's cool. I've never seen anyone do that.
Yeah, it was sick, dude. I know. I told him, I was like, you were the first one I've seen do it, so, like, respect, bro. He's like, you got good memory.
I'm going to tell Trey, and he's going to start hitting all of them now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, next time you guys play Burns, please. Just, like, even if it's just, like, a China. Like, once. Or swap out your part for like a China part.
Yeah.
Going for a breakdown.
I mean, I guess I could do it if I'm like, you know, I'm not confined to
That'd be different.
I'd be like going around the whole room smacking them.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've been at Vern's. I'm assuming they still have the symbols up. Yeah, okay. Probably hasn't changed much.
The Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Yeah, man, for sure. Well, I rock like purple symbols, so I always wanted to like the last one I cracked, I like donated to like this show we were playing or whatever, but the next one that I get, if we're in Calgary or if I'm in Calgary or whatever, like I kind of want to go there and be like, can you hang this on the wall?
Yeah, it would stand out. I mean, like, it's the only
right?
I didn't even know they made purple symbols,
dude. Yeah, dude.
That's cool.
They do. They're fucking sick.
Is that a custom thing, or is that like a
no, so there's a brand called Peisty. And they make the color sound symbols, and yeah, it's not painted. It's painted, but like not how you would think. It's not spray painted or anything. It's like it actually comes off with the coating. Like they do it like they'll make the symbol, and then you can even I'll show you after. Like I have them here, but yeah, they do such a good job. The only time I've seen like the underside of the paint is when there's a chip mark on my symbol, which is like it happens, but it's like it's not as apparent as you'd think. Like
so it doesn't chip off every time you smack it. Oh, no. That's cool. That's cool.
Because it's actually like they did like what I think they did was the clear coat to finish it, but like they painted it like how they would do. Like, have you seen some of the other cymbals that are out there? Like, there's like silver cymbals out there. Yeah. So like, I'm pretty sure they do the same thing. I could be wrong. So if I have a drummer friend, please stop me on this, or write in the comments or whatever. But I think they do the same thing where they'll paint it over like the actual bronze, and then they'll clear coat it, and then it's like it's kind of sealed. You know what I mean? But yeah, like with these Peisty ones, like they're so good. And I haven't seen another one like it because I would have tried something else, but like it's like a deep dark purple. They actually get mistaken for black a lot because in some lighting, like in our Vice's music video shoot, they look like they're black. And somebody commented, "I love the black cymbals," and I'm like, bro, they're like a deep purple. But thank you.
The black is still really cool though.
Yeah. And they make black, they make red, they make purple, green, blue. Cool. Yeah, they have like a lot of. It's the Color Sound series. So
yeah.
But the purple, when I seen it, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be that guy. And Sabian always makes the joke of like, I have the purple Lamborghini, so the black drum kit with the purple cymbals, they're like my rims. Yeah, I fucking love it, dude. It looks sick. Yeah, definitely aesthetically pleasing.
Aesthetically.
But yeah, actually on that tour I was telling you about, in Toronto, somebody had the same cymbal bag as me.
Oh, cool.
And they fucking grabbed it.
Oh, no.
So when we went to Quebec, I had to share cymbals with the band that was with us in the Ontario-Quebec section of the tour.
Yeah.
But when we came back through, that band was actually able to meet us at our next show in... It wasn't London, but it was, I don't want to say Sudbury either, somewhere in Ontario.
Yeah.
And they met us there, and we swapped bags.
Oh, good,
and I was like, thank you so much. Those are like $800 cymbals, and I only have the 3-piece, so it's like...
Did they happen to be playing a show in that area too?
I think he drove out of his way.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And, you know, I can't remember this guy's name or his band, but, like, shout out to you, bro, because, like, that would have been heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were not cheap. So, yeah, for, like, the crash, the ride, and the hi-hats, it was $800. And I was like, I got them the year before, and I was like, they're still in good shape. I'm going to take them on the road with me. Nothing bad's going to happen. And, yeah, fuck, sure shit. Somebody has the same cymbal bag, so, you know, you just grab it out of habit. And, yeah. From that point forward, I started labeling everything. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I can't be that much of a guy. I gotta be actually, like, organized somewhat, because people are gonna take my shit, you know, and I got cool shit.
Oh, yeah. So, it happens, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if do you rock a wireless mic?
No.
You're wired, right?
Yeah, I should get my own gear, but...
Dude, yeah. I could see you, well, with the energy and charisma you have, I could see you, like, hopping on and off the stage with a wireless.
Yeah, the wireless is definitely a game changer. Clint from Franz likes to give me that mic, so...
Almost like the dad talk.
Yeah.
Should really go wireless.
Yeah. I don't see a lot of bands, like, getting to use that mic out of his, so... I feel pretty special sometimes when he gives it to me. So.
Oh, he gave you his.
Oh no, he didn't give it to me, but he lets me use that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
The only thing that takes away, especially from the music you guys make, is like I feel like it almost needs the wire to make it look more like, especially some guys
wrap it around, you know.
And even if you don't, if you're throwing, yo, dude, facts. Like it gives it almost that extra like
a prop, like a stage prop almost.
Yeah.
Or like I see some guys doing this cool thing where they kind of like make a quick new set of it and then they...
Yeah.
Classic.
Facts, dude. Yeah. I forgot about the whirlwind.
Yeah.
They don't really do that anymore. Not in small venues. Probably not really in Verns. I'm gonna break something.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't like it when you're throwing their mic around. They're like...
Yeah.
The next band's like, what the fuck, bro? I gotta use that. And then like they get on the... Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it goes down to the whole thing of like some sound guys like hate it when you cup the mic, or like when guys will be like they'll say something or like a blah and then just drop the mic.
Oh god.
Like, man, that's the worst thing you could do. It looks sick,
but it's not your mic.
Yeah. Save it for the fucking music video. Like,
yeah.
Oh fuck. But yeah, unless it's your mic, I mean, it might be a little bit different.
Yeah, but if somebody else's mic, I don't remember which band it was, but I seen this one guy like put the whole mic in his mouth. I was like, it's like, dang, okay.
Was it his mic though?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, what?
I was like, bro, that's the house mic. I don't know. Like this was like shortly post COVID too, so I'm like,
oh, okay.
You're brave, bro. You're brave. I'll give you that.
Did you have to use it after? Or did you play that show? Was it a show you were just attending? Or?
Dang, I think I did.
Really?
We had to play after that. I think I might have asked to switch the mics. I'm like, yo, can I have that mic instead?
Here you go, Lance.
Yeah.
Just for you.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny. So, okay, and so you remember, Lance, right?
Yeah,
he plays guitar and backup vocals?
Guitar. Yeah, that's
And then
right.
you got, I don't know who your bass players are.
Jesse De La Rosa, that's his brother as well, yeah.
Okay, and bass and backups too?
No, just bass.
Just bass?
Yeah.
And then your drummer is just drums
Trey,
too?
yeah, he just does drum,
okay,
yeah.
Cool. Man, I'm so bad with names.
Oh, that's okay. Me too,
Well,
yeah.
like everybody, but like, okay, Trey, Lance,
Jesse.
yeah. Okay, and then Franz. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I remember seeing you guys. I think the first show I seen you guys play at was, maybe it was Rendezvous. It wasn't the one with Counted. It was before that, but I think it was a Rendezvous show.
It's not like Counted was the one with my S's?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't that one. But yeah, I do remember a show before before that one.
Yeah, because I think I seen you guys in Edmonton like just before the second time I seen you in Medicine Hat for Alt Waves.
Alt Waves,
yeah. Yeah, and we played the night before, and you guys played that night, and we stayed for the Saturday or whatever, and I came in and seen you guys play, and I was like, man, it's just always such a vibe.
Thank you.
Yeah, like people love you, man. That I'm close with that Nathaniel guy who does sound. Yeah, and he's like,
I love that guy.
Dude, he was stoked on you
nice.
guys. He's like, man, I can't wait to share that mix. Like, and it sucked too, because for us anyways, because we weren't on the in stage that year, we were on the outside stage. And he was only mixing his bands.
In the in stage.
Yeah, on the inside stage. So it was like vibes, your guys' band, did Always Lost play last year?
They played last year, but not the year before.
Not the year before. Okay, so their mix was. So last year we were on in-house and we got a mix.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first year he did it, I was like, man, this is fucking dope. I can only hope that we get to play like indoor next year.
Yeah.
And then when we played Always last year, it was the kickoff show. Mm-hmm. So it was inside and we got his mix, and I was like, dude, you fucking killed it, dude. I just love like when it's like a good mix of a live sound of one of your like top tier songs, and you just get to hear it on Spotify. It's like, man.
Yeah, and it's cool. I like how he does it, where he records all these bands that play, and then he kind of plays it as the show is going. Like you're in between, like where they play music in between.
Yeah.
In between.
Yeah, you'll hear
sets.
the fucking.
Yeah, you'll hear. Yo, that's us. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, and he fucking killed it. So shout out to Nathaniel.
There's
gonna be a lot of shout outs.
Yeah.
Probably, anyways. But yeah, dude. Going back on topic, Edmonton here. We love you. We definitely want to see more shows when you guys are coming through. But yeah, is there any plans for like a tour in the future? Or?
That's the plan. We're gonna try and make it out east. Wait. Ontario side is east, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're gonna try and make it down that way and back. We played Vancouver last year. That was nice.
Dope,
but
dude.
Definitely a little more out of the province, just to see the world, basically. But yeah, we're just taking a little break right now to basically rest and do some recording.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely gonna try and come out strong.
Nice, dude. Fuck. And then, so on that note of recording, do you have any music you're sitting on, or you're about to record, or like?
Yeah, we have a couple that we have a few that we've been sitting on, but yeah, a couple of them are being recorded as we speak.
Nice, dude.
And then
fucking
yeah, we'll kind of push that throughout the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little by little, yeah.
Yeah, nice, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Like, are you guys gonna do like the single approach, or are you gonna just release it as like a full product?
I think we're gonna go with the single approach.
Yeah. Okay.
We did the full product thing before a few times, and it's not that like we didn't love that. I just think the singles way is a little bit more of a smart approach to pushing things out.
I mean, and the audience that you're reaching out to, especially, like, I think people like hearing like new music all the time. So like having something like, oh, here's this, like every other month is not a bad idea. You know? Like, gives them something fresh and new to listen to. You know?
Every time, like sometimes you can put out like 10, 15 songs in one drop, and then like people really only like one or two songs out of that drop, and you're like, dang, you spent all this money, all this effort for
all the time.
One drop. So it's
totally.
Yeah.
So the single release helps with that, but then it's funny. You'll probably talk to people that'll be like, oh, when you drop in like a full thing, like a product that we can sit on,
Yeah.
But that comes from like releasing singles, and I think that'll be a good approach for you guys, because like I said, like people are always just like looking for the next thing, and when you got something new that you can release every few months or whatever, it's like, oh, it's nice.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
enjoy it
So
for a bit, and then like, oh, when's the next one? They're always looking for the next one, right? So
it is tough too sometimes because we play a lot of stuff that we haven't really recorded yet, but we've been playing
okay.
for the last like year or so. So we're like, how it is where it's like all these music is like it's not new to you anymore.
Yeah.
But to everybody, but to everybody else, it's like, oh, what is this? Where's this been?
Totally, totally.
It's like, oh, you mean this whole thing?
Yeah, like I'm eventually gonna release this. I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally, man. That's has there been music that you're sitting on like over a year, like that's been new
definitely.
at the time?
Oh, to this day?
Like, so you're mentioning the fact that like, oh, there's like songs that you've been playing for like well over a year now, and they were new at that time, but you're still playing them and they haven't been released yet.
Yeah, we have some like, we have our like softies, like, because every once in a while we like to get like
a little emotional.
A little bit emotional, yeah,
Dude, I'm all for it.
It is art after all.
Yeah,
but yeah, like, just because we didn't really like focus on recording that stuff because, I don't know, we were just kind of playing that for ourselves, and for everyone who's feeling kind of low at the time. But
yeah.
I feel like it's about time maybe.
Yeah.
To start recording that stuff.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Releasing it, yeah.
Should be good.
Yeah.
Fucking looking forward to it.
Thank you, yeah.
But, okay, well, we'll probably dive back into music for a little bit at some point, but I'm curious if you don't mind sharing. You box a little bit. You want to tell
I do, yeah.
people about that?
Yeah, so I've been boxing for, what is it? I think this is my second year, or starting my third year now.
Starting your third, because you went through 2 full years?
I think 2 full years, yeah. 2 full years
Okay.
and a little bit at this point. I have like 9 fights.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking
It's
A.
pretty cool. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, I think. Like, just with like staying consistent with it, like, and training like every day. For sometimes you train all like every week, every day, every week for like a few months without even having a fight in front of you. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to stay like kind of motivated, but
Totally.
you don't want to be out of shape when the coach drops a fight on you. You're like, oh, you want to fight next week? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. Like, you want to always be ready for that.
Totally.
That way, I feel like that's the best way to grow.
Totally. Are you still on that amateur level then?
I am still.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
I think I'm probably stay on that amateur for a while, probably.
Yeah.
But I have been training with a few pros every once in a while, and yeah, it's different. I hear it's quite different.
When you go pro, your amateur record won't go with it. You'll start fresh, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of nice too, because then it's like, I don't know what your record is right now, but like once you carry over, it'll be like, or won't carry over, it'll be like a fresh new start for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And you'll already be kind of prepared because you were at amateurs, so it's like fresh new start. Okay, yeah, I gotta get those wins and losses again or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, here we go.
You
like,
basically do all your
time.
learning in the amateurs, right? Like,
Totally.
everything from like just like the mental game of it, and like how
Are they doing weigh-ins for amateur?
yeah
Okay.
yeah.
Sweet.
And that's probably part of the game too. It's like trying to stay on weight and trying to make weight, and like, that's but I kind of went into it like expecting all of this, kind of excited for it too, and yeah, it's been fun.
That's
it's been
fair.
fun, definitely.
You guys do so much of the weigh-in stuff that it's like where you flex and you're taking the pictures. It's like Franz at 130.
No, nothing like that, because we don't have like the whole press for that. I think that's a little more of a pro thing.
Yeah.
But in your mind, you're kind of like, you step on the scale, you make weight.
Yeah.
That's right.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I starved myself for a couple days for this.
Oh man.
But the last year I haven't really had to. I think I've been able to kind of chill with that. I kind of walk around close to my fight weight, so like it's
Nice.
not super jarring.
Nice. Don't mind me asking, what's your fight weight?
132.
Okay.
So that's like, I think that's 60 kilograms. Yeah.
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 Nice. That's dope, dude. Do you work with like a dietitian or
No.
anything like that?
Not
No?
really. I just kind of wing it. See what the
Nice.
guys, the guys I train with, see what they're doing, and a lot of stuff on the internet definitely helps, you know.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I do hear like how dietitians, like having that extra help kind of takes it to the next level.
Yeah.
I don't really know if I can afford that or anything like that, but
fuck, that's the only thing. Right?
Yeah, but you know, I feel like I learn enough like with the people around me. Like I have a good team around me, and like
nice.
You know, so
that's dope, dude. Yeah, fucking A. Every time I see your updates on your stories, I'm like, fucking go get him, bro.
Sir, thank you for supporting.
Of course, man. And so you've gone to the extent of Ontario, you were mentioning earlier?
Yeah, I'd say that was the furthest. That's been the furthest I've gone for that.
Nice. Nice.
That was a good experience too, just being somewhere else. Like I think with everything that, you know, we're doing with the music or like the boxing, I think my favorite part is just going to these places that I've never really been to or never really had a reason to go to, you know? I mean, like,
right.
I didn't find a reason to go to Medicine Hat until, like, you know, Alt Waves or, you know, Silver Gloves for the amateur boxing. They usually have it in Medicine Hat, so.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so.
Isn't it nice? Hey, it's like a 2-in-1 deal. You're going there to do something and you see a new sight and sound.
Yeah, so exactly. That's it. You meet new people in that area, you know.
Yeah.
The food in that area.
Totally. Do you meet any other hardcore kids in the boxing scene?
Not anyone that plays music yet, but yeah, I have like, you know, met a few people who are into that, yeah.
Like into the music.
Into the music, yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess he does play, but he's not really playing in bands right now, but it's cool meeting these guys and then kind of like seeing them at the next show, you know, and you're like, oh, dang, that's pretty cool.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You know, just kind of broadening the horizon for where your music could go.
Yeah.
You know?
Fuck yeah. And you said 9 amateur fights in already?
9, yeah.
Dope, dude. So is there a cutoff, or is it just like eventually when you get to the point that you feel like you could take it to pro, you'll just do that? Doesn't matter how many fights in?
You could go to pro whenever you want. You can go to pro with like no amateur fights.
Okay, yep.
Like I know a couple guys who've only had like 4 or 5 amateur fights and then went pro and do well. There's some people too who've been like been kickboxing for however many years and they've had tons of fights there, and then they just jump right into the boxing scene as a pro with, you know, 0 amateur fights and they do really well. So
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, you could do it like that, but I don't know. So, I don't know if I want to do that. I'd probably want at least like 30 amateur ones before.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just to get a good, just to learn everything I need to.
Get a good feel for it, yeah. Well, I know you mentioned something earlier before the podcast too about wrestling, but like in high school and school in general, did you do any boxing then, or is this all kind of like later in life stuff?
This is real new to me. Like, I mean, I did Taekwondo when I was like
dope.
When I was like 9 or 10, but who didn't, you know? Like,
dude.
I mean, like the schoolyard fights, but that's nothing. That's nothing. Like, I just started this journey when I was like 26. You know, you kind of walk into a boxing gym. I think that's the hardest part, is really just like stepping into it for the first time. And then, I don't know, everybody goes in there thinking they're somebody special, and then you get whooped by the next guy, like, you know, and you're like, wow, this is something different.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's either for you or it's not. And I decided to keep going with it, you know.
Totally.
I definitely took a lot of hits, took a lot of damage the first little bit, but now it's gotten to the point where it's fun. It's fun for me, you know.
Nice. Yeah. Was the first couple steps kind of hard? Yeah.
It was, yeah. It was just so different, just because, you know, I've done some sports growing up, but I really wouldn't call myself an athlete or anything close to it.
Okay.
So like,
you just did it for fun more so.
Yeah, like I wanted to do it as a fitness thing, kind of get out of like a negative mindset, you know. And I've been wanting to do it for years. I just, you know, like I said, the first step into the gym, that was the hardest part.
Yeah.
But once you got in, it was like, you know, you just keep going. You just keep going. Yeah.
Nice, dude.
You get knocked down, you just get back up.
Yeah, dude. Facts. Have you boxed against anyone that's been like pro but went back down to amateur? Does that ever happen?
Wow, I'm pretty sure you can do that, but no, I don't think I've met anyone.
You've never faced off against somebody like that?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
It's all been amateur against amateur kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
cool.
I think the way it goes in amateurs, you have your first 10, as a novice or whatever. And then once you are past that first 10, you kind of get matched up with people who have like 20 fights, 30, 25 fights, even at your 10. So
really,
yeah.
So you could hit 10. Is it right on 10 or is it like 11 sort of deal?
I think in Alberta it's 10, but I heard Ontario it's 11.
Okay, yeah.
But sometimes if your coach feels like you're ready, they open up earlier, I know some guys who like opened up at like 6 or 7.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah.
But like when you were like at like let's say your third fight in, were you still fighting against people that were under 10, so like maybe 7 in? Like they have a little bit on you maybe, or like but it's closer, right?
It is, yeah. It's a little closer. But it is kind of tough sometimes just cuz being in the sport for only like a year and a half and then facing up somebody who's like maybe who's had like only 6 fights but they've been training for like 4 years, that's kind of different still, but
yeah, I guess, eh?
Yeah,
right. That's a good point because they've been training this whole time, just haven't had that many fights, but they're like probably pretty well off, eh?
But it's always different, right? Sometimes people fall off for a while and then they just jump back in, which is, I feel like in the fight game, like being inactive kind of plays a part too,
It can hinder you for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think though, also that being said, if you're training too much and not fighting enough, that it can hinder you as well? I mean, probably not as bad because you're always like kind of ready and prepped, right?
Yeah, I definitely, but I feel like
you could overtrain, right?
You can, yeah, for sure. But I do feel like sorry, what was the question?
It was just kind of more of that. Like, if you're overtraining, is that going to, like, hinder you?
For the next fight.
Yeah, like, as bad? Because you fought somebody, what, you were saying has been training for, like, 6 years?
Yeah.
But only had, like, 6 amateur fights or whatever?
Yeah.
And, like, you're on year 2, going on year 3, and you've had already 9, right?
Yeah.
So.
So, I mean, like, I guess the best way for you to do it would be to just be active the whole time, fight as much as you can, but...
Yeah.
Fights are hard sometimes. I feel like, it's a big mental game for sure.
Totally.
Totally.
And even at that level, are you guys, when you're actually boxing, is the headgear off?
It's on. It's
on for the amateur fights?
Amateurs, yeah.
Okay.
But
even past 10?
Even past 10, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
For, all it really does is, like, keep you from getting cut.
Okay.
Keeps kind of the bruising away, but you still get the bruises.
Still feel the shots.
You still feel the shots 100%.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll always, like, you definitely feel the body shots a lot more than the head shots.
Right, yeah. Oof.
So.
I bet, man. Oh, to get hit in the liver, like, full throttle. Bro.
I've had that a couple times. It shuts your body down.
Dude, props to you. Yeah, I bet. Or a kidney shot, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, man.
But
I don't know if I could do it.
But a lot of training does come into it, Like,
right.
You can't just, as long as you're,
I see you, bro.
Getting ready, as long as you're committed and you're getting in there, I think you'll have success one way or another.
Totally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's pretty good. 9 fights within 2 years going on your third. Like, it's not bad. Keep them busy.
Yeah.
And
Trying
traveling.
to.
So, yeah, you get a little bit out of it, which is like that extra value. I mean, it could help you in your music career too, because you get more confidence going into like new places that you're going. Because have you been to Ontario with your band yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, so like now that you've already been there, you probably feel a little more confident going somewhere like that, right?
And the confidence too in general, just like, getting punched in the face at least like 4 days out of the week, like you're bound to come out a little bit more confident.
So how often you train?
Yeah, sometimes a little more. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Respect,
sometimes that's what it takes,
Yeah. No, that's I was gonna ask you about that. How often are you training? But
yeah, I'd say like 4 to 5 days out of the week, and then like
hour sessions, like an hour long.
2.
2 hour.
2, and then like 2. Like maybe 1 day out of that 5 days would be for running, and then a day, 2 days out of the week you'd be running at least 2, and then you get the 1 day to yourself to just do nothing.
So between your job, your family, your girlfriend, your band, and then that, man, you're a busy guy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I definitely, my schedule's definitely kind of tight, but somehow I make it work. I think that's the biggest thing that I really try to work on, just because it's the hardest thing to do. You know, it's just to balance everything. Just 'cause, you know, you always wish there's more hours in a day, but you know, you can't get that. So balance is 100% like the biggest thing. I think that's the hardest thing about everything. But I think now that I've been doing it for a little bit, it's been able to kind of move pretty smoothly. You know.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like some days, like some parts of the year, I'll kind of focus a little more on the boxing, and then a little bit more on the music on some months, and then.
Oh, you know, I see. Yeah. But you never really stop on either, right?
No.
Like, even with like training that much during the week, are you still getting like a band jam in?
Yeah, we jam every week.
Okay.
At least once every week.
Okay,
yeah.
that's good.
So, like, it never really, you know, we're never really inactive for too long. Even this not playing shows, we've been jamming, right? Like.
Yeah.
So.
And none of them are hindering your ability to do either or, right? Like, you're able to jam, you're able to go and practice like the pads and that. So.
Yeah, I think I remember last year. I think one of my fights I had in Lacombe, like I had the fight, and then we jammed right after.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So it's fun. Like, you know, sometimes I get moments like that, or like we'll have a show on like a Thursday or a Friday, and then I'll fight the next day or the day after. You know, and I've. Something about days like that where everything just kind of clicks and everything falls into place. Yeah, I live for those moments, you know.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And it really helps having, like, you know, my family and my girlfriend just supporting me throughout the whole time.
Respect.
Like, yeah, keeping me grounded.
Level-headed. Yeah, that's fair, dude. That's fair. Huh. Nice. And has she come out to any of your like fights?
She has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I mean...
It's like hard for her to watch.
I think this time, not so much, but I remember before I was even fighting, I think like my 5-6 months in, she came to like one of the sparring sessions here with the gym I'm at now, because, you know, I was at the Red Deer gym first, but we went to this Lacombe gym to spar, and I sparred somebody who was like, you know, well more experienced, so I was just getting worked.
Shit.
You know, I just beat up in front of my girlfriend and everything, but you know, it didn't really like knock me down too much.
That's
like,
good.
You know,
and I feel like it comes with the territory. If you want to
does.
get good, you got to fight against those like
exactly.
top tier guys, right?
Exactly. It is humbling though, for sure, but it kind of keeps me in check. You know, I always know that there's always somebody better. There's always somebody bigger, someone stronger.
Yeah.
Just like in the music scene, you know, someone's always better, who's got more likes or whatever, got more streams, whatnot, but it shouldn't take away from what you're doing and your journey, because everybody's on their own, right?
Dude, respect, man.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a nice little piece to add in there. Yeah, that's so true, man. We're always like looking at what's next and what other people are doing. Got to remember that, you know, this is all what we love doing, and there's still enjoyment in front of you. You know, and you're capable of getting to that point. You just got to work for it. So, and they had to, you know, people above you, people who are lower than you. You know, we're all just trying to get to that place. But man, I feel like with boxing, it's steady work. You know, and like you're even defining that like 4 to 5 times a week, just fucking going in there and training. Like, my God, man. You gotta
stay consistent at least. Even for the music, I feel like if I'm not doing enough for it, you know, in too long of a period, I feel like I start to like kind of get sluggish with it, you know.
That's
like
fair.
Just like anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what pushes me to keep going.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I don't want to fall behind.
Totally. And I mean, you have the blend of both, so you're able to like keep up with both at the same time. But is there one that you're more passionate about? Like, are you more passionate about music, or do you compare the two?
Definitely the music. The music's been there for me a lot longer, for sure.
Okay.
And I know, like, in a physical sense, like, my time will come up for boxing. At some point, I won't be able to, like, run with the young guns, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm just kind of, like, getting as much of it you know, getting out as much of it as I can.
I mean, like, it's so funny hearing you say
But-
that because, like, you're 28, so, like, in my opinion, I'm like, you're still young, bro.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I do feel like like being 30 is not even that old. Kind of think of it. I mean, like that's when you kind of hit your prime, right? Like physical and mental prime. I feel it's weird because right now, being the oldest that I am, I feel the youngest that I've ever been.
Oh, really?
You know, I feel
That's good.
I feel spry. I feel like, you know, I got a lot of energy. I feel mentally like I feel like I'm the most mature that I've ever been. So
Nice.
I'm able to kind of balance everything. But yeah, it does take a toll every once in a while when, you know, everything's kind of stacked and you have all these deadlines. But when the time comes, you know, it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
It seems. Yeah.
Totally. And you'll probably be able to do music a lot longer than
Mm-hmm.
the boxing, unless, like, of course, that's why I asked, because, like, maybe you see yourself pursuing pro level and getting, like, pretty far with boxing.
Mm.
But if music is like, music could take off for you too, and then, like, if that journey starts getting busy for you, I guess boxing would kind of just stay at amateur then, and just kind of yeah, okay.
Yeah, like I kind of like, you know, sometimes when you do too much of something, it kind of gets a little bit like stale. You get, you know, you hit a wall, you get frustrated, and you can't get anywhere. Like I feel like this is kind of my way of coping with that. I get a little bit like, you know, I get a break from doing either or.
Totally.
So like, but I'm always constantly working on myself either way. So
Totally. That's awesome.
you know, I'm not really hitting a stagnant point.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's good too. That's
Mhm.
good. And yeah, like you said, like you get both to go back and forth between. But like the fighting, what got you into fighting? What made you want to pursue that?
Oh, I think it was. I feel like I spent too much of my. I spent too much time like partying, you know, with this substance abuse and all this, and
Okay,
I just got sick of it, you know. I was sick. Like I took a look at my life, and I was like, man, I'm not happy with this. Like, you know, I can't keep doing this. Like, something's got to change because this isn't making me happy anymore. I'm sure it doesn't make anyone else happy after a while, but you know, I needed something to keep me busy and kind of give me a reason not to fall into those like indulgence and like the temptations of like, you know, getting fucked up all the time.
Yeah.
Which, you know, in like in our industry happens quite often because, you know, we're playing at bars all the time and there's this like whole notion of like sex, drugs, and rock and roll that's been around for like ever. So like, you know, everybody wants to do the parties and whatnot, but I just feel like that's not the life for me, you know. And I wanted to, and also the fact that yeah, you know, we're hitting our 30s. I wanted to see what I was capable of physically, like
Totally, dude.
before I really start to get old. But
That's
you
fair,
know,
dude.
I think it was just something that I've always wanted to do. At first I really only wanted the one, and I was like, oh, I just want one. But then once I got the one, it was like, oh, I can do better at the next one. So it's just, you know, you're constantly trying to get better for the next one.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
fair.
just something I really fell in love with. It's crazy because it just started out to be like a fitness thing where I wanted to get out of like a negative headspace, you know, mentally. And it just turned into something so big, you know, like I'm meeting a lot of people throughout my journey too. And I'm I'm starting to find new things about myself that I didn't know I had, you know, like it's crazy.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah, I think
nice
that's
to hear.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got like a pretty nice ride out there. Like, are you into the car world as well, or?
I am actually, yeah. I work at Cal Tires, so like the cars are pretty much basically like where I make my money. But at the same time, that's kind of what, you know, I mean, like I've always been into the cars, you know, with our friends and whatnot. But getting to work on my car too was really, it was an extension of myself because I think all of this of keeping myself busy has always been like a way to keep myself like sober almost, you know, because before all this I was, like I said, I was kind of drinking lots, partying lots, and I feel like I had nothing to show for it. And, you know, when the music came in, there was my reason to like kind of not dive in too much into that. And then the cars came in where it's like, now I can put my money into something and then kind of see something tangible out of it, all this effort, and then it turned into my career. So yeah, I think that kind of helps too with my mental stability, being able to like find a problem, fix it, and then see the fruits of your labor.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's cool, dude.
And have fun during doing it, like with everything, like it's all about the journey.
Totally.
It seems.
You don't mind fixing cars, eh?
No.
Okay,
you got
cool.
a problem with yours?
No, not yet. But like,
let me know.
Yeah, when it gets to that point, it's at 2022, so it's it's still pretty new.
You got yours.
Yeah, I know. I always like worry about that part. Like, when it gets so old, it's gonna have problems. But yeah,
And it's cheaper too, knowing how to do all this stuff yourself.
Totally, yeah. Like, and it's just that's probably one of the best things you could have experience in my opinion, is because like it's so expensive.
Yeah, 100%.
Like to go to a mechanic, yeah. So like to
just
do
for
it
anything,
yourself.
like even the simplest thing, they'll charge you like $200-$300.
Yeah.
Like, man, I could have just watched the YouTube video and did it myself.
Totally,
Which
it's
is
a
what
light bulb, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I know that's one of those things where, good for you having that experience and knowledge in that field. You got it in a few fields, like
Yeah.
and that's, like you were saying about the confidence for like boxing, it's helped you outside of that too.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a nice thing, and mindset for sure. Like, because it's almost like, in my opinion, I don't know if you can like be on the same level with me on this, but probably, but before going to play a show, we have those like pre-game nerves in a way, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's always been like, I haven't indulged in like weed too much, but like I'll have like a shot or a beer before a set and go on stage and just do my thing. And like I've never felt anything wrong or bad about that at all. I've been able to contain myself to a certain degree in that regard. But having something that's physical, keeping you out of trouble, and just like active is like, man, what more could you ask for? And you're doing it all, dude. Like, it's nice to see, because it's just like, oh man, you could like do so much more out of like substance abuse, like as a person in general, and like just have a flourishing life, and be able to like see the progress in front of you and see what it's been able to do for yourself. And like I just wish that would happen with more people that I care about, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's also like a big thing too, of like why I kind of strive to do this too, because playing music, like there's a chance that will influence the people, the generation underneath us, right?
Yeah.
Or whoever, like even the friends who kind of look at us for what we're doing, and if they see their hero just kind of like pissing their money away on drugs and alcohol and being a real shitbag, like that's what they're going to try to strive to do, like the whole thing with the whole sex, drugs, and rock and roll era, right? Like that's and I didn't want that. Like I feel like I wanted people to see that, like just because you're in this music scene doesn't mean you have to be like that, like you could do so much other, a lot of other things. Like you could be successful in other ways, like, and boxing is probably like one of them too. Like I think it's really cool. I mean, like I see a few guys who who are in like super successful bands who are also like like competitive jiu-jitsu guys and whatnot, and like they do really well. I think the guy from Reject is a Muay Thai fighter.
Oh, really?
I believe so, yeah.
Sick, dude.
Scott, I believe he's a fighder too, so like,
nice.
It's stuff like that where it's like, dang, that's cool. If he can do it, I could do it,
Totally.
And that's how I want people to see it. It's like, if I can do it, you can do it.
Totally.
Anybody can do it,
100%, man. Fuck yeah. And that's a good notion to have and move forward with.
Yeah.
You care? Paying attention? But yeah, dude, thanks for sharing that. That's fucking awesome. Like to see, next time, if you do, I don't know, have you had a boxing match in Edmonton?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it must have been that one that I missed, because I was like, dude, your next one I'll be at. But I don't know how many you have. Do you have any coming up in the future?
I think the next one will probably be for the Calgary Cup.
Okay.
That's in Calgary.
Oh,
so
okay,
that's in May still, but
Okay,
you know,
yeah.
we'll see.
Nice,
Every once
dude.
in a while, they have cards up here at different gyms, so
Right.
yeah.
Dude, your next one.
Yeah.
Mark my words, dude. Unless, like, I have a friend dying or something going on that's crazy.
I'll let you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please. Yeah, just, like, a little bit of heads up would be fucking sick,
Yeah, of
dude.
course.
Come see it. But, yeah, like I was telling you earlier, like, I'm definitely, like, more of an MMA guy just to watch on TV. But, like, for live events, dude, anything that's live, I don't know what it is. It's, like, a whole different feel. I can go watch almost anything live, and it will still give, like, a nice... kind of like euphoric feeling
It
for
is,
me,
yeah,
you know.
100%.
It's nice because like I've seen people like Selena Gomez live.
Oh
Bro.
my god, really? That's
Yeah.
awesome, bro. I would love to see that live. I don't know. I've always loved Selena Gomez. I don't care.
Oh, really?
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Okay.
I don't care how all the metal guys will look at me for thinking I'm soft or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, Selena Gomez is awesome.
She got my heart.
I fucking love her.
Yeah, and you know what? Even for her, I'll give her the props. Like she had like a band performing with her. Well,
Yeah.
you know, whatever their stage show is of and like, but like, you know, visually, I seen the bass player out there playing and like a drummer, and I was like, yo, this is sick. And I'll be honest. At first, I was like, kind of like, oh, this is gonna be fucking lame. But like, I'll go because like. It was Moon's back with an ex-girlfriend, but I was like, I'll
Yeah.
go because she wants to go. And like, you know what? It's funny going and like having a good time with something like that. I think it's just the general outcome of like live events, you
It
know?
is,
Because like
yeah.
I've had friends come out to my shows that do not like metal. And they're
Yeah.
like, yo, you guys fucking killed it. I'm
Yeah.
like, thanks. You know, they're
100%,
tapping you up
yeah.
after the show. It's like, it's fucking awesome, man. There's no feeling like that to play live and to have like people watching
To
you.
watch live.
And then to even go to shows, man. Like I
Yeah.
fucking... It is a feeling. That's my high. That's my
Yeah,
high.
I
Like I've
feel
never
that.
like done really like any hard drugs, but like my high's always been like playing on stage and like having like it could be anyone, man. 5 people, 100 people, 300 people, 5 people, you know, like
Yeah.
back to the starting roots. Like it doesn't matter to me. I still play that same energy that I played at any other
Yeah.
show, and it's just like it's awesome to just have people be like, yo, you fucking good job, you know, at the end of the night to have something. It's just rewarding. And I'm
It
sure you
is.
know all about that,
Yeah.
you know, like just to have that feeling of like, you know, good job. Because like at our day jobs, it just doesn't seem as rewarding.
Mhm.
Like I don't know how your job is. You probably get some compliments, but like at my job, dude, it's like no compliments.
It's
It's
like, cool,
usually
you got paid to do this.
yeah, yeah, and it's usually bitching, like, because people
Yeah.
are like, they don't want to hear a snowblower at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. I'm like, I don't want to be doing this. It's
Yeah.
my job. But I was telling my coworker, like, we had a lady come up to us one morning, actually at like 4:30, and she was like, hey, you guys come here for a second? And we walked back to her, and that whole week prior, dude, I'm not even blowing this out of proportion, just bitching from everyone, from bosses to people who are like trying to sleep to people in the bike lanes trying to get it all clear, like just constant bitching. And then just this one lady's like, you guys are doing a very good job. And we're like, thank you. Like, dude, I told him, I was like, could you call me a little bitch, dude? Like, I fucking loved that. That made my day. It's gonna make my day. And it did, man. Because it's just like anything that's like doesn't feel that rewarding, but somebody's like mentioning and noticing that you're doing a good job, it's fucking awesome. And that's what you get constant of when you're playing shows and being in a band. You know, you get the, well, usually anyways, but like there is that feeling of like self-reward and like, you know, feeling good about what you just did. And you know, I just wish everyone could feel that at least once in their life.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
because
Like,
that's a big thing, man. Like, you were mentioning about your heroes, you know, seeing them do cool things, and like Brendan Murphy from Counterparts, like just seeing him like hit from his start of the journey, which I've like basically watched, to like where he is at now. It's like you can do anything you put your mind to, man. You really
100%,
can.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's good not to get too carried away and wrapped up in things that are above you, and to, like you were saying, like notice what's in front of you and be humble, like a humble moment of like, yeah, you know, we're doing pretty good for ourselves at this moment, but it is always good to like go home and push yourself to do extra and do better. And
of course.
yeah, I think you get a double whammy of that, because I think with boxing it's just like you almost have to strive to get better, because you're just going to get your ass beat if you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And how
Yeah.
often do you want to get your ass beat before you're like, you know what, fuck this.
Maybe
like,
I should do something about
yeah,
this.
totally. So, and dude, take this from me. Like, I've never been in a fist fight ever. Like, even in school, I never got into a fight. And even nowadays, I was watching this the Joe Rogan episode with DC from the UFC.
Yeah.
And he was mentioning, he's like, everyone in their life should at least go and spar once. Because it's like you let out so much energy, right?
Yeah.
And for me, for drumming, it's like that's always been my outlet. Like, if I'm feeling angry, man, you can tell. Because I'm like, I already hit my parts hard enough as it is, but it's like extra oomph.
It's a full body exercise.
Yeah,
I feel like
and
you
that too.
definitely get enough of a workout playing drums, you know? Like,
Yeah, and that's the blessing that I get. Like, you know, aside from landscaping and snow removal, I'm a drummer, so I'm always active. But it's like, man, there's always been this like part of me that's like, like somebody that I don't really necessarily care for. I just kind of want to go up to them and be like, hey, you want to go spar sometime? Yeah. And just like get it out of my system, you know, even if I get my ass beat. It'd probably be best because like,
you kind of have an idea of what it feels like,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, you know, and it's like, I like that world of like sports and like danger a little bit, you know, like not too much of an adrenaline junkie myself. Like, I don't know if I'll ever jump out of a airplane with a parachute. Like, I don't know if I'm that level, but yeah, I've definitely wanted to spar at least once or twice in my life. So just to have somebody on that has experience with that's cool.
Well,
man.
let me know. I'll happily oblige, you know.
Yeah, I might take you up sometime, dude. I might get my ass beat by you.
No, I probably wouldn't go like
full throttle.
Full throttle, you know.
Yeah, I definitely want to see one of your matches, dude. I want to see. I've never been to a fighting event in person. Ever.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see that like bare knuckle one day.
Oh yeah, I think it was you that shared the one in Edmonton.
Yeah,
here.
in Edmonton, yeah.
Dude, I know.
So cool.
I didn't even know that was going on until you shared it. I was like, yo, that was in Edmonton? What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, like shortly before that, like they had one in Red Deer. I didn't get a chance to go to, but like yeah, that Edmonton one. I think they have another one coming up here soon.
Okay,
so.
for bare knuckle.
I believe so. Yeah.
I might have to check it out.
Yeah, that seems to be making a rise, like the bare knuckle stuff.
I would fucking say, dude.
Some people say that it's a little easier on your brain to, you know, I don't know how, but I'm like, okay.
Maybe the quick knockout's better than the long duration.
Yeah, the long duration. Maybe that's why. I mean, a fight really only lasts like 2 minutes tops before someone's down, but I don't know.
Totally, dude. Oh man, that's awesome. But we are getting like pretty caught up on time here, dude. It's been an hour.
Yeah, it's been a good chat though.
But thank you so much. Unless there's anything else you really want to like share and let off your chest.
Well, Umi's gonna come out with some new stuff. You know, just look for it. I'm not gonna say much about it, but yeah,
that's fair. Well, now's the time you want to spread your socials if you know them off the top of your head.
Umi Okai, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Bandcamp. All that jazz.
Bandcamp. Dude.
I mean, like, I'm not really on the Bandcamp anymore, but I'm pretty sure our stuff's all still on there. But
dope.
You know, yeah. Check out for some new stuff. We got, you know, like some new merch coming out too at some point.
Yeah, nice, dude. And man, I want to make a joke so bad of just like, oh, they're still on MySpace and Reverb Nation.
We're not that old, but that was a time though. Fuck Reverb Nation, and
dude. That one's still a site.
Oh, is it still?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
MySpace, I think, might still be a site too, but I don't know if it's the same kind of like setup as it used to be.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know.
with the little media player.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Man, maybe you could bring it back.
Ugh, that could be a whole other segment, dude. I can seriously rant to you right now. That's what started it for me.
Oh,
Not
really?
just listening to the music, but like what got me into like wanting to be more involved with it was just seeing how like the internet was back then for like layouts. Like MySpace, you could have a background, you could have a media player and like a cover photo. Like, dude, MySpace had it.
Just fully edited, you know, like customizable and everything.
Because I would say even to this point, it's better than Facebook because
is,
it had
100%.
it had the backdrop where like it's. Unless like on an iPhone, you can have the black backdrop or the white setting, and like maybe your Android.
But
I
that's
don't know.
only on yours. You know, not everybody gets to see that.
Exactly. So and it was set up so to them. You know, like I specifically remember Bleeding Through. Their backdrop was sick, man, and their little media player. Like, there's nothing quite like that anymore. Like, there's things that are cooler and more advanced, but like, dude.
I mean, a lot of the great bands like came out of that. You know, like.
Yeah.
That's how they used to do it back then. I feel like maybe that's how we could go. We should go back to that. I think that was
in
really
a way.
cool.
I think there's things we could take away from it that would still help. Like I think Facebook should have a media player.
They should
for the band pages.
Yeah, they should. Right? I don't see why not.
They used to. They took it away.
Maybe it's a rights thing. Like I don't know.
Maybe. You don't think they could get around that though?
Yeah, it's Facebook.
Mark, if you're listening. All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Having me.
Really appreciate your time. And yeah, man, everyone check out his band and
okay. Thanks.
Fucking
Apureevil.
Of course, dude.
Have you reached the verdict?